starting our second part of checking the hot rods. We did the first row of cars. Now we're going to do the kind of like the second section of cars. So the first one here is Shotgun Dave's, and this is really super awesome. Basically a jalopy, exactly a jalopy roadster, and it's, you can see the detail in the engine and everything, and the driver even has a cigarette, which is pretty damn hard to do, excuse me. It's very difficult. I got my words all mixed up there. And the pipes are detailed as well, and they're made out of, you know, brass and steel, you know, metal. And chassis, of course, very nice looking chassis. These wheels were actually hand painted with paint to give that white wall effect. This is a really good running car, so let's get it on there and see what she does. We're gonna run it around here and we're gonna see what she's got. Very, very, very responsive car. 3.04, 3.09. Yeah, this thing handles good. And this has a dropped axle as well. Oh, just got off the grid there, off the slot. Off the grid, off the slot. I always throw words in I shouldn't be using. Let's see if we can get that back in there. Probably not, so we'll pick it up, drag it over here. And try not to push these cars too much because I don't want them falling on the Hurt Falls, Missouri. It's the last thing we want. 3.2. I'm going a little ginger here around the corners. These are cruising cars, are not, you know, not really racemen per se to race to competition. Just you don't want open wheel cars hitting each other. As you saw on the first live we did when my alien car decided to take a flight into space. Well, if we get on it, it gets some good time. So there's Dave's car right there. Beautiful build. And so I'll move on to the next car. Alright, next car we have here is Marty. So, really nice design. Look how he did this. Got the dice in there, pretty cool. Detailed blower motor with plug wires. Even the one going to the that would be I'm thinking it'd be an MSD MSD coil, but that's pretty cool how he's got that on there. And he's got all inside the distributor, which is pretty cool. Made a hole and stuffed them in there, which probably would be a good idea, which I may do that myself instead of putting them with UV glue on top of it. And there's his chassis and his motor. It's 1/8 axle. Really nice looking car. Yeah, let's see what she does. Alright, so in the yellow lane here. 3.13, 3.11, 3.42, 3.07, 3.04, 2.99, 2.3. I'm going slower around the corner. She's getting a little fishtailing, and I don't want it to launch off the track. Oh, nice looking ride. Good job there. Good job, sir. Alright, next one we have Mr. Matt B, or aka Alpha's nemesis, the Milner Coupe from American Graffiti. And I love how this kind of swoops down. Got that look. The wheels are cool. I mean, engine real nice, and there's the chassis. It's got a little float there, which is cool. The body moves around. Nice looking car, and even inside, sure as hell looks like Milner. Pretty cool. Let's see what Milner does on the track. Alright, got Milner on here. Also has the THX license plate on there too. I didn't show that. So Harrison Ford. So George Lucas's first movie was a THX 136, which was a movie he did for school, and obviously the movie company didn't like it, but a lot of his stuff is based, his company or his sound company, THX Sound, is based on that movie. And the plate was on this car as well, if you see in the movie. On times, I'm sorry, not reading off the times, 3.26. Trying to get a history 11, 3.23. Whoa, and then we just slid out there. Obviously, that'd be Alpha doing that, not Milner. So, and then we go get it, and we'll move on to the next car. It's a nice looking car, though. I think you did a good job to make it look like the movie car. And that would be fun to do a little grudge match with my Alpha 55, so that'll be later on. Alright, next hot rod here is Aluminium. That's the screen name on the forum. I believe his name is Jeff. And this one really caught the attention of both of us because of the really uniqueness of it. He's actually used chain. And from what he told me on a message, and I don't remember any, he said he got the idea from me. So I don't know if I made a mention of making something out of chains, but he was telling me about this rear bumper. There was some O-rings, which we do have the O-rings, Matt. I got your message, so. And this needs to be pushed in and held in O-rings. But this is really cool because, and this is one thing we didn't notice also, there's a soda can here. And again, a little detail that, you know, we didn't see till we were looking at a picture that we posted on the forum. And really just really cool how he did this hot rod. It's just very unique, just very different how, you know, you can see everybody else contribute to it. And again, cool looking car, man. Let's give the chain, the crazy chain here a run, see what it does. Alright, there we go, we got on a yellow lane. And we got 3.01. 3.05. This really goes nicely into the turns. If you let up on it, there's a lot of, not as much braking, so you get on the throttle. 3.08, 3.01, 2.94, 2.05. I'm trying to film and drive, and it makes me nervous. I do this to everybody's car because they're not mine. 3.15. I think it runs real good. It's got a lot of nice coasting action. I do like a car with less brake because I like it to really kind of run into the corners and then not just kind of blip on the throttle to come around. So very very nice how it just kind of swooshes in there as the bumper came out. We got to get those O-rings there. But again, good job on this car. Again, very unique. I like this one a lot because just the idea he had on this was just wonderful. So alright, off to the next hot rod. Okay, we got another Shotgun Dave special here. And as you can see, he's got his logo on the side of it, and of course in the back, software corner one, which is cool. And it's a Ratfink emblem on there. And inside here you can see the Ratfink shifter. Now, that was actually carved out of resin, and Dave's really got a good eye for that because that's not something you could buy. He just carved that out, did the ears. It looks like damn Ratfink, man. I'm pretty amazing how he did that. Put the eyes in it. It's kind of, I know it's kind of hard to see in there. If you could put it right there, you can see the eyes in there, and what a good job he did on this. And it's a nice little, you know, sedan here, or not sedan, but a big panel truck. So we'll put that in the wrong spot. We'll go ahead and take this for a spin, see what it does. Alright, got it here on yellow lane. Move it around. Nice cruiser, like I said. Don't want to push it too much. It's got a little hop in it, but again, these are cruising cars. We got a 4.2. I'm really trying to be ginger with this. 4.1. I know Dave would say drive it like I stole it, and don't worry if I wreck it, but I don't want to do that. 3.9. And I don't know, nice cruising car. I like it. Oh, look at that. Oh, I know I didn't get that on camera. There was a little tilt there. Almost into hurt fall, so I'm already nervous as it is, so we're going to leave it at that. Again, a very awesome execution. That paint's nice, and I mean, this thing, if we had sun, it'd probably look a lot better in the sun than it does here under this light, but it's really nice looking car. Alright, next one is Thunderjet. This is a nice looking car, and this thing is actually very fast. I think this is one of the fastest ones right now. and really nice looking car. Nice looking hot rod. The driver looks cool. Look at that. Got his painting on there. It's real good detail. And the engine looks cool and everything. And this one's, I think, particularly very quick. So let's show you how quick it is. Of course, I'm not going to really push these too hard, but this one can be pushed a little bit, but I'm going to be careful. So let's check it out. Here we go. .04, 2.79. 2.82. Ooh, a little sideways there, lost a little sign. 2.90. 2.02. Again, I'm trying not to really push these too much. 3.02. 2.92. Oh, that's what I mean. Ended up on this roof. And again, I could reach that. Got nice little moon wheels. Pretty cool. But again, I don't want to overdo these cars, and I don't want them to fall and hit Hurt Falls, Missouri here. So nice car, Thunderjet. We'll move on to the next one. Alright, here's Mr. Squire's car. Again, he did these wheels, or these tires, like Dave did, which was painted on, and it looks cool. This is the orange crate. And this is a real super quiet car. And you can see the chassis, how he bent that was really cool. If we bent it or soldered it, that's some really nice cut corners there, and the way he shaped it. And he painted it to go mount it to the outside of the body, and in the center is the actual chassis. That's pretty smart there. And then where he mounted it here and here, that's very impressive. It's a nice chassis, and he even made a small hole so the window, you know, the motor would vent out there, obviously. It got hot. And this is a super quiet car. It's a 332nd gear, and very, very nice looking hot rod. So let's give it a try out. Alright, Mr. Squire's car here, and like I said, nice and quiet, man. This is a quiet one. 2.18. Oh, and that is what it likes to do if you push it too much. But that flat part on that body is perfect, because it always lands like that if you push it too hard. It's pretty funny when it does. So we're gonna flip it back up and give it a shot again, and see it go again there. Alright, 3.28, 2.1. I'm trying to go easy on the corners, but in the straight is nice. 3.10. Ooh, see, there you go, just a little tilting. So 3.10 on that last one. So we're going to put the orange crate. That's pretty good right there. We'll set her back down here, and we're going to see the last two that we got in the mail today, and you see them right there. Let's check them out. And the next one that we got in the mail today was our Trotter, and this was very different what he did. Now, he flipped the bracket upside down, and then he mounted the motor, you know, in a way upside down, because usually just we have these up inside the car, but to make room, it's kind of like he did it upside down, which is kind of a cool idea, because this gives you more room to set the body on, not have to worry to cut out on the inside. So that isn't a usual, you know, different approach, not unusual, just a different approach. And you can see how he did his guide, and that's kind of, you know, cool idea there if you wanted to make something with if you're having clearance issues. But that's, again, thinking out of the box there. That's something I may try just for the hell of it, just to see, you know, if I could get a good end result from a particular model that I would want to not, you know, cut into it or put more detail into it. Like, because see, the bed is completely, you know, where would the motor be sticking out, and it's not, it's the opposite. So that's a pretty sharp idea. Let's see how she runs. Alright, we're gonna give this a small cruise. That was a very top heavy truck, so I'm not gonna go real fast with it. 4.7, 2.9. I'm going real easy on this car. I don't want to have it sailing off, but 2.8. It just jumped off the slot there. 4.03, 2.7. There you go. That's again, I like how he was able to just do that and not having to cut into it. If you didn't want to do that, that's a very unique approach. So let's move on to the next one. Now, I forgot one thing about our Trotter's models, that it's based off something I believe he owned, because he sent a picture of it, and that's pretty cool that you're able to model the car that you own or currently own or used to own. I'm not sure the story about that, but he sent this along with the truck, so good job there on the modeling, making it, you know, exactly what you have or used to own. Pretty cool. So again, move on to the next hot rod. All right, this one right here is Don Baker's. So again, really nice looking car. I like how he's got the pipes actually kind of turned upside down so they stick out like that, and that's a cool idea. Unless that's how they come in the model, I think they would go the other way, but you know what, I like how he did that. I could be wrong, but got here Handyman Special in the back, and Superman is the driver, as you can see in there. The Man of Steel is behind the wheel, and you got the chassis right here, and there you go, bumper incorporated, SEC guide tongue holder, and grill right here. Nice job there. So let's see how she handles on the track. Alright, here's Mr. Baker's car. On Baker. 0.7, 2.6, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.1, 0.16, 0.17. Alright. 0.54. Good job there. Nice rod there. Okay, we're coming back to this one by Bruce. So this one had a gear issue. We replaced the gear because the gear was really not, it was not meshing. There was a spot where it would be fine and a spot would be rough. And so what we did is replace it with a slotted one, and this will ride a lot better, and it was struggling. That's why I didn't do the run on a video of it running around the track. So let's put this back on there, and this is the second car that he built, and this is the one that has the light like I showed before on the back. That's pretty cool. So let's put this on there and see what it got this time. Alright, here we go, Bruce. A lot smoother. Alright. Quite a difference, a lot better handling. At least running actually. 2.99, 3.27, 2.98, 2.99, 2.90, 0.9, 2.1, 2.0, 2.88, 0.96. There you go, 3.15, 3.15. So a lot better. So I first initially took off with this, it really made a terrible racket, and I stopped it right away. So we got it all set up, got a good gear in there, and runs real good there, Bruce. Good job on the car. Alright, so of course these cars, you know who they are. These are all Area 51 specials here. So this is a repurposed chassis that I had that was in another car that I did a long time ago, and all I did was just repurpose this for this body and everything, because I felt like, you know, I had a body and tried a kit, and I had a kind of like a wheelbase already set, and so I could use this one. But this is a little, you know, sits a little high, but with some weight there placed, it keeps it a little bit in check. Of course, my, you know, chassis I built a long time ago, and it has the motor in it there, and this is a 1/8 axle, of course, and Cox gear, and 927, of course, and there's my driver there. This is a Cox mold, and as you can see, got them painted up. And next car here, we'll show it because I brought 3. This is one of the first ones I built, and this is, you know, chassis I put together and painted. Now this car, if you put it under black light, it will glow. I'll have to get a black light later to show that. I know I used a special paint that's a glow in the dark paint, so the chassis is that way and so is the body. The only thing is that way is the driver. And then I got some dice that Marble suggested from Amazon. Thank you again. And as you can see, I used some brass as the collectors. And this right here, the header pipes, what I used was solder. So this is basically solder. And I can't remember the size, but if you find some solder like that, you can make headers. And what's nice is that you could bend these once you get it in here if you need to manipulate them. They're not set, so if any of you guys are interested in doing that, you could try that out next time. Of course, I got my plug wires there and everything, and a slotting plus guide. This one had a little trouble with the guide here. I think I need to make the wire longer, but it's doable right now. As you can see, it binds right there a little. That's not great, so this wire is probably a little too short, kind of limiting it from moving too much, so I'll have to fix that later. And then next car I have here is the one with the alien in it. So this is a 3D printed alien. He popped out yesterday. Harry glued it back for me because I couldn't find the glue. And of course these pipes are actually K&S aluminum, and what I did was I annealed this by heating them up and then bend them to kind of make like zoomy pipes that go all over the place. And he of course stuck the alien in there. I didn't have a driver initially for this, so I figured, oh, I'll stick an alien in there. And of course these tires are really soft, so these really bounce around because this thing's kind of light because it's only got one little bit of weight, lead weight in there. But we'll give them a quick run around and see what they look like. Alright, our first car is the tall Ford here, the Highboy Ford here that sits real high. And see what she runs. Ooh, almost came off there. 2.4, 2.1, 2.1. 2.07. Now this one you can't come too hard into the turns, it'll flop over. And I got some weight holding it down to keep it in check and somewhat, so it isn't as easy to do it. 2.1, 2.3. Oh, and there you go.
I got it.
Oh, thank you, sir. Exactly that.
No flopping. This is a floppy free zone.
Yeah, floppy free zone. There you go.
We don't do floppy here at HRW.
So. There we go. And again, it's a nice cruising car. I wouldn't really race it too much. And our next one here is the one I built. He's just got some bigger wheels on it, bigger tires. We got this one at 3.2, 2.3, 3.0. I can push this car because if I wreck it, it's mine. 18.1, 0.1, consistent 3.1, 3.2. There you go. Not too bad. And the next one we'll do is the alien. Hopefully it won't jump off. And 3.4. Ooh. Let's call it 3.7. Just a little cruiser here. 0.7. And the headlights, those things are delicate. Ooh. 4.0. So, alright, there you go. These Bobaloos. That's a nice looking one. That's pretty much it. You see Bobaloos running around with some good times there. 2.8. 2.9. Oh! A little bit of de-slotting. So, that's it for that half of the report for Hot Rods. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, have fun racing.